In a week where politics has begun to feel almost as turbulent as the weather, Nigel Farage's Reform UK has leapt forward, gaining 3 points in the polls to reach 21%, a figure that is more significant than its actual value suggests. This surge, highlighted by the latest tracker polls, reflects a shift in voter sentiment, one that raises profound questions about the state of our political landscape. With only 5 seats in the House of Commons, one of the smaller parties, the uh, the Reform UK has surged ahead. So it's now the second most important party as far as the polls are concerned. Beginning with Labour, where Sir Keir Starmer's grandly titled Plan for Change was delivered from the cinematic splendour of Pinewood and failed to resonate. Labour's standing dropped to 27%, the lowest since the days of Jeremy Corbyn, a statistic as unflattering as it is alarming for a party that's prided itself on steady, if uninspiring, leadership. Worse still, trust in Starmer's government has plummeted by 4 points from 33% down to 29%. It appears that his cinematic setting cannot compensate for his appalling content. And the Conservatives fared little better, and despite, or perhaps because of, Kemi Badenoch's Washington trip, the party slid 2 points to 25%. And it's worth noting that Badenoch has been struggling to hold together a fragmented base while watching defections that would make a football transfer season blush. Andrea Jenkins, the Conservative Home founder Tim Montgomery have thrown their lot in with Reform UK, a blow that underscores the Conservatives' identity crisis. But what of Reform UK? The supposed phoenix rising from the ashes of Brexit-era populism, Farage's party is riding high on a wave of nationalist sentiment amplified by murmurs of territorial expansion, defections, and even rumours of Elon Musk's financial support. While Musk has denied plans to donate $100 million, his statement left the door ajar for a smaller but symbolically potent contribution. And Reform UK's rise is as much about perception as it is about policy. As the Techni UK, the pollsters, Michaela Maurizio, astutely observes, voters are drawn to the feeling of a party in good health, organised and very active. Farage's ability to project momentum, whether through high-profile defections or bold, if speculative, claims of support from Musk, has created an image of vibrancy and relevance. Compare this to Labour's cautious centralism and the Conservatives' ideological confusion under its absurd new leader. And it's clear why Reform UK has captured attention. The Lib Dems and the Greens, meanwhile, are treading water, quite literally in the case of Ed Davies' extraordinary performance. It's as if all the boat gimmicks have gone to his head or to his feet. And Farage's deputy, Richard Tice, jubilantly declaring that we now have 3 parties polling regularly in the 20s, signalling a potential end to the dominance of the traditional 2-party system. Well, he can't really say that with only 5 seats, but the opinion polls are striking. His optimism is premature, but the opinion polls tell a story that if they carry forward into the next election, that's the end of the 2-party system. And you would have thought that it would have been the Lib Dems that would capitalise on this. Populist movements, while effective disruptors, often struggle with sustainability once exposed to the rigours of government, of course, and the question is whether Reform UK can transcend its protest party roots and present a credible alternative. The rise of Reform UK has implications far beyond Westminster, of course. It reflects a growing disillusion with traditional politics, a yearning for disruption, perhaps an increasing willingness to flirt with extremes of nationalism and populism, and for Labour and the Conservatives, it must be a wake-up call. Starmer needs to find a way to rekindle trust. It's not enough to repeat the mistakes of Rishi Sunak and start sort of planting these milestones or dominoes or whatever they are, because they're just going to fall. And while Badenoch herself faces this Herculean task of reuniting her fractious party, under a leader that nobody respects. In the end, Reform UK's surge is both a symptom and a cause of the current political malaise. It reveals deep fractures in the electorate's faith in traditional parties, but it also raises the stakes for Farage and his team. Can they capitalise on this momentum, or will they too fall victim of the volatility of modern politics? You may say only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the political stage in Britain is more crowded and more unpredictable than ever before. And those people who think there is certainty, and that includes Reform UK, are in for a bold shock, because there is no certainty anymore.